name is Jigz and welcome to my channel. Um, this will be part 3 of my retroactive jealousy series, let's say. So the first part I talked about my story and experiences with it during my relationship with my ex. The second one was my post breakup and what I've been doing to sort of get better in a sense. And I will say self-improvement is something that takes a long time, so don't give up as soon as you have like a setback or you think like you've improved. Like there's always things you can improve on, and mental health is definitely one of them. And thirdly, this video will be my retroactive jealousy and my symptoms of retroactive jealousy and triggers. Like everyone who suffers from retroactive jealousy, even the smallest of things can trigger like anxiety, panic. Like for me, when I was with my ex and she would talk about certain things, like I would start like my heart would start racing, and I knew like I was getting anxious, and I had to put on a brave front, and purely because I never knew how to cope with my emotions. But that's neither here or there. So I'm gonna share some of my symptoms and triggers, and yeah, hopefully this can help someone. So yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, one of my biggest symptoms was obsessive thinking, obsessive thoughts rather. Those who have watched my first 2 videos on my retroactive jealousy story will know that I couldn't stop obsessing about like my ex and this random guy I used to visit her friends at uni, and just the thoughts of them two doing stuff just killed me. And when you ruminate, like your mind can create things that may or may not have even happened, like things that can take seconds. Like you can blow it up in your mind and it'll become like a whole erotic like mental movie, and that's kind of what happened with me. But obviously I don't know exactly, well, I know details of it, but yeah. But so one of the things was definitely obsessive thoughts. And then my obsessive thoughts became even worse gradually when I would look at guys on the street and I'd think, oh, did he look like this? Oh, did he drive this car? Oh, I wonder what other girls he's done this to. Like, why did he choose you? Why did he choose to, do what he did to you? Why didn't he just done it to someone else? And then another thing that would happen to me is I'd constantly have like internal monologues with myself, and I'd envision like me and my ex arguing, and I'd say all these horrible things to her. And when we would actually meet in person, we would argue, and I'd actually say all these horrible things to her. And you can kind of like, I'm sure like you can imagine, if you're suffering from retroactive jealousy and you said some horrible things to your partner or just anyone in general, how much of a toll that can take on them. And the amount of times I've made my ex cry is actually insane, and I'm surprised she's managed to stay with me for that long. Had I or not initiated the breakup, I think we still would have been together. But in hindsight, I look back, and as painful as it is to say, I did have a lot of internal things that I needed to work on, especially my mental health and my confidence. And like, I'm naturally a very skinny person, so I have a lot of insecurities about my body, and like I have eczema which is kind of spread all over my body, and that's really took a toll on my confidence and mental health. Like there's times where I can't like, you know, take my top off at home, or when I go jump in the shower, or just stuff like that, because I know someone's gonna make a passing comment and it's just gonna bother me, kind of thing. Um so yeah, that's like what how deep my insecurities are. And I think for me it was, as hard as it is to say, like it was for the best, because I couldn't maintain a relationship with my mind frame, because she would have ended up leaving me eventually, or she would have just hated me. And as painful as that is, I actually have time to really improve on myself and my mental health and physical health and better myself. So in a way where if when I do get into another relationship, my retroactive jealousy wouldn't come back again. So yeah, that's one of them. Another thing that would trigger the absolute hell out of me was when she would talk about her uni past, and that would trigger me because I'd always I'd always um think of like, she would tell me a random thing about a story, how like, oh, she was walking on the beach with her friends, and I'd automatically think, oh, did she kiss a guy on that day? Oh, like, did she do something with another guy that day? Oh, did she meet that random guy for the first time on that day? And the most random is uni story she'll tell me. Like, I remember she told me like she first managed to use an oven in uni, and I don't know why, but it triggered the crap at me purely because she kept mentioning uni and stuff like that, and like it's weird. And like, I know a lot of like her sexual experiences happen in uni, and kind of that's what makes it worse, kind of thing. Like, a lot of the guys all of the guys she kissed apart from me were from her uni. Um, the guy she's had like flings with were from uni. The random guy he didn't go to a uni, but he knew people that knew her, like her friends, kind of thing. So that would trigger me. Another thing that it became a compulsion after we broke up was I would look at her friends' Facebook pictures, and not to sound like a creep or anything, but this is a lot of, or like a lot of people with retroactive jealousy do this. They look at pictures of their ex and try to like piece a make a piece of like make a puzzle of, and try to figure out like who did she do what with. And I remember like there's pictures from her uni where like there's guys who've got their arms over her and stuff like that, and I just think to myself, oh, did she kiss him? Oh, like, was he the guy she had a thing with? Oh, like this, like, and like just think like, oh, look how nice she dressed when she would go out with her uni friends. No wonder, like, I wonder how many guys tried to hit on her and stuff like that. And then obviously, like I mentioned, I'll try to like piece a puzzle out, and I'll try to just look at these people and I think, oh, did she kiss him? Oh, what else did they do? Oh, you know, did they, like, I don't know, did he touch her in a sexual way, kind of thing. And like, that is a very twisted thing to do, but that is another thing that used to trigger me. And then yeah, so I used to just try to find out like whoever she kissed. Obviously she never told me, and I don't know who these people are, so I'm just clicking through these pictures, just assuming that, oh, like, she did these things with this person or whatnot. And like, it's very, like, I know how happy she was when she was in her uni days. She's even told me they were the best days of her life. And when I hear that, I just automatically think of like, oh, she's only saying that because she's kissed the guys there, or she had a fling with a couple guys, or a guy there, or the random guy who's the random guy who she did a thing with, and which has really driven my retroactive jealousy to a whole nother level. And that was purely, he was the main reason like we broke up, but everything happens for a reason, as they say. But I just like reflecting recently, like, I'm really being able to control my like thought process. One thing like I really understood, and like the outcome like for this video is like, whatever she did in her life before me was her choice. And the bigger picture, as painful as it is to say, like, some people's partners have like crazy past, but I think like it's vital to see the bigger picture, and every step your partner has taken has brought them one step closer to you. Like, you have to see like that, like, she's experienced these things so that when you both meet, you can give her something totally unique and experience that she's never experienced before. And I think that that's one of the, it is painful, like don't get me wrong, like thinking of stuff your partner has done, but the bigger picture is like you met for a reason, and it's up to you to either fight for what you have and get better, your mental health, or just let it all slip like I did. I'll share another realization I had, which we can kind of connect this to retroactive jealousy. And when you put in the work, do the hard work even when you don't want to. And when you put in the work, you see results. Like today, I didn't want to go gym, but I went to the gym, got on the the lap pull machine, got to my third set, and I wanted to cop out. I just wanted to quit. And then I remember just thinking to myself that, oh, like you always quit in life. Everything that's been good to you, you've always self-sabotaged to quit it. Like you need to learn how to fight your urge. You need to learn how to fight and toughen up and do these sets. And the relief I got doing them sets filled me with so much like pride and joy that I never copped out. Then I was able to really like go like do my workout properly. Ended up doing like an hour and 25 minutes in the gym. And you know you've done a good workout when you can barely walk. And like I walked home and I was proud of like what I did, because I desperately wanted to quit, but I just didn't, because I learned how to fight. And that's the thing with retroactive jealousy is, if you put the work in to get better, like meditate, gratitude journaling, you know, working on your working on self-improvement, like going to the gym, working on your physique, like working on your appearance, practicing mindfulness, just living in the moment. Like the moment you put the work in, you feel a lot better. Like even today, I've managed to, after my workout in the gym, I literally sat in front of a mirror and I meditated for 10 minutes, and the calmness and presence I felt within at that moment was something like I wish I had when I was with my ex. And it's hard, but sometimes you have to go through like hard things in order to learn. And like I'm not the finished article yet, but I know within time, the more mentally stronger I get, the less the thoughts will have over me. But you need to put in the work. Like another thing, you're gonna have setbacks. Everyone has setbacks in life. Everyone makes mistakes, but mistakes are easier to overcome. But setbacks are really difficult, because you really lose the urge to want to go back and, you know, go through the whole process of, you know, like for example, you've gone months without thinking about your partner's past, and suddenly you've had a thought or something's happened. She's mentioned a place where she may or may have not seen a guy or whatnot, and that's just hit you like a ton of bricks. But that's a setback. But the more you train yourself, the better you're gonna get mentally. And like, so like I think we live in a generation where people don't really want to put in the work. Like they just want instant gratification. But if you look at the bigger picture, like when you have delayed gratification, your results last a lot longer because you really put in work. So even retroactive jealousy is not something that will be beaten overnight, but it is something you can beat. Whether it be days, weeks, months, or even years, it is something you can overcome. But you need to understand that there are setbacks, and once you learn to overcome the hurdles of having setbacks, you'll be a lot more happier. And yeah, so that's my video for today. I'll try and upload more videos in the future. Obviously, because I'm new to this, I don't have many ideas, but retroactive jealousy is something that's plagued me for quite some time now. And like I just want my voice to be heard, and hopefully this video reaches somebody and they can be helped as well. I'm not a therapist, I'm just someone who's going through retroactive jealousy, so hopefully like my words can give you some comfort, or just help you in a sense. But I always want you to remember that you can be loved, you are loved, and finally love yourself. Anyways, take care guys. Hope to hear from you soon.